Jim Skelly and Alfonso Scandred all set to go. The North Polars, the Park Center Pirates. This place is jam-packed, ready for the semifinal game in Region 5 AA basketball. North comes in with only one loss on the year, that being to St. Paul Central in the Twin Cities championship game.
And that was a couple of weeks ago. I think that was the last game of the season, I believe, or was it close to that?
Last game, they finished their conference season as Minneapolis City Conference champions and then went into the Twin Cities championship game and lost that to Central.
Yes.
Taking a look at the starting lineups for these two teams, Mike Koulis and John Nelson at the guards, McGowan and Palamy at the forwards, and Scott Wenzel is center. Really, he's a center. He's about 6'3", so they're going to give up some size there. For North, it's John Baker and Derek Rubin at the guards. Baker was number 24, Rubin number 44. Jay Hall and Mark El Amin at the forwards, and Mark Riley at the center. This one's underway. Park Center wearing the green and gold. The North Polars in their familiar blue with white numerals, and they'll start it out in zone defense. Here's Koulis, plays it over there to Palamy. John Nelson tries a three-pointer. Can't get it to go. Here comes North. Up quickly, El Amin. Can't get it to go.
A good follow-up.
I believe that was John Baker.
Yes, it was, John Baker. I think you're going to find that there's going to be a lot of follow-up shots by North because they get down the floor so well on the offensive end.
Well, certainly that's a key, as mentioned by Wendell Ring, the head coach of the Park Center Pirates. One thing he does not want to let North do. That's one thing North does very well.
Right, they sure do.
Here's Mike Palamy, number 41, plays it over there to Koulis. Nelson, and they played around to McGowan, number 35. Palamy can't get it to fall. Wenzel fights for the rebound, gets it. He'll have a chance for three. Scott Wenzel, number 32. Here's another look.
That's a good follow-up shot by Wenzel. He went to the basket and followed the shot and got the rebound, put it right back up, and got a foul on it.
Foul is on Riley for the Polars, wearing number 20. And Wenzel hits the free throw, and the Pirates have the lead, 3-2.
Both teams are starting out in the 2-3 zone, that is.
North swinging it around, trying to look inside. Rubin moves it over to El Amin. The whistle blows. The ball goes out of bounds. North will have it.
You know, it kind of makes you wonder if both coaches looked at the game film from last year's game and looked at some little idiosyncrasies of both teams to see if what they can do to repeat.
Shifty move by El Amin, and his pass is picked off by Palamy. 6:32 to go, first quarter, just underway from the Osseo Junior High Sports Complex. A 3-2 game, a baseball score thus far, but here goes Palamy. Can't get it to fall as it hits the top of the backboard. It will be Minneapolis North ball. An exciting team, the North Polars, a lot of quickness. Baker plays it over there to El Amin, and that's a offensive foul on John Baker, his first. Baker wears number 24. Derek Rubin wears number 44. Jay Hall, 22. Mark El Amin, 42. And Mark Riley, number 20. Riley, the biggest player on the floor at 6'5".
You know, Riley played guard for a little while, you know. And then Queen moved him back down under.
Little growth spurt. Here's John Nelson. Can't find the three, and Riley controls the boards. Too far for Hall as he finds a seat in the second row. And it will be Park Center ball.
You know, one thing about having Riley playing down under, move from a guard position down underneath, is because he can bring that ball out and go with it and start that fast break a lot earlier than just kicking it out.
Park Center not much trouble with the North press as Palamy brings it to the hole, and he's going to be called for the offensive charge. That's Palamy's first foul. In the first game here in these two semifinals, it was Osseo and Holy Angels, and those two teams started off a little tentatively. I don't think these two teams have started off too tentatively. They look pretty loose.
No, they had a chance to look it over. It was a three-point shot.
And Derek Rubin hits the three. Foul on the play. It's Hall, number 22, who's going to be called for the foul. Looks like these referees want to establish a certain feeling in this game early on. They're calling
right
it
away.
tight.
Yes, they are. That was a really tight call just now.
So it will be Tim McGowan to inbound. 5-3 ball game. Park Center coming in with a 12-9 overall record. They finished the regular season at 10-9. Well, that's about what they did last year. Nelson can't get it to go. Now Palomy has 3 tries. Wenzel has a try. And I think Hall just picked up his second foul. Trying to fight for rebounding position. And it is Jay Hall who picks it up. Here's a look. Hard to tell where that one was.
Yes, it was.
Hall's second foul. Park Center down by 2. Patience in that, working against that zone as they hit Palomy down low. Apparently he stepped on the baseline. And it'll be North's ball.
Parkside, I keep calling them Parkside for some reason. Park Center has been very patient on offense. As you can see, North is putting the ball up.
Rubin picks up his own. He tried to get it through to Riley, who wasn't looking. He thought Rubin was going to shoot.
Yes, he did.
Sometimes players are too fast for their own good. Park Center not having too much trouble with North's press thus far. Having a little trouble, though, getting inside of their zone. Palomy will try 3. He can't get it. Tipped up and around by Rubin, and here come the Polars. From behind, Wenzel tips it, picked up by John Nelson, and out to Wenzel. Nice attempt there by Baker, but Park Center keeps the ball. McGowan into Palomy. He's fouled. This could be number 3 on Hall.
It is 3. Yeah.
This is the 3rd foul on Jay Hall. That'll get Tony Queen up and off the bench, yet to send a player in.
Oh, we got people sitting on the floor over here next to us, I see here. All on the floors here.
And they're jam-packed in here. First points of the ball game for Mike Palomy, and it's a 1-point game, 5-4. Pirates certainly not possessing a hot shooting touch right now.
No, they're not. They're going to have to open the game up. Palomy can go inside and outside, but the key to Park Center's game is to start getting that hot shot from the outside so they can open up for Palomy to drive a little.
Whereas for North, they like to kind of put it inside and work their way out. As
right.
Baker takes it in. McGowan picks off that ball. He'll bring it across the timeline and get it set up. Koulis. Tie game, 5-5. Here's Mike Koulis. Wenzel at the high post. John Nelson tries 3, can't get it. Rebound comes down to Waylon Johnson. Rubin from 15, off the glass and in.
I've noticed in this game also, just like the first game, both teams are going to their bread and butter players until everybody else settles down. Then they start passing the ball around and everybody gets involved in the act here.
Well, they're the players who played in this situation before.
Right, yes.
These teams played for the region championship a year ago. They meet in the semifinals this year as Scott Wenzel. A pretty move inside.
That was a nice move inside. Yeah, posted up very well on movement from the ball, and then he turned around and put it in.
Elamine plays it out to Rubin. Under 3 minutes to play as Johnson could not hold on to the basketball. And the Pirates will have a chance to take the lead. Koulis playing it over to Nelson, yet to hit a shot. McGowan will try it. The shot doesn't go. Palomi's there to pick it up and put it in. And Mike Palomi has 4 points on the game. You mentioned it at the beginning, Alfonso, an important factor, an ingredient for Park Center would be Mike Palomi, and he looks like he's starting to pick up the pace.
Yes, he does. Yeah, that was a good rebound that he took just now and put the ball right back up.
Here's Hall with a pretty turnaround jumper. Jay Hall. Back to a tie with 2 minutes left in this first quarter. Kind of a slow start for a game you might expect to be a little bit more explosive. But Park Center looks like they want to keep the tempo slow.
I made this comment last year, and I guess I'm going to have to make it again this year. If the tempo is slow, good shot.
That was Palomi missing the shot.
Right.
Derek Rubin goes from 3, doesn't get it, rebound. And a strong move to the basket by John Baker.
If Park Center keeps the game slow and keeps the score close, they will win. And I made that statement last year, and I guess I'm going to have to make it again now. You know, if they keep the game close, they're going to win. North has to have an open game to, get the score up on people.
Here's Wenzel. Hey, here's a guy that's hot. He has 7 in this first quarter.
I think Wenzel might be the key. It looks like it. If he can take the pressure off Palomi, Park Center's going to have a good game there, or will have a good game.
Inside of a minute and a tie game. From the corner goes El Amin. Wenzel controls the boards. McGowan up quickly to Nelson. He wants 3. He has it. John Nelson has found the range, and Park Center has a 3-point lead. That's got to make Wendell Ring's stomach go in a knot, though.
With the 3-point shot, you mean?
Oh, on a fast break like that.
Oh.
Here's Derek Rubin following his shot as it's picked up by Hall. North has it with under a half minute to go. Shifty move by Baker, but doesn't get the roll. Mike Palomi there for Park Center. You can hear the coaches count the time down. Palomi with a nice move, and he has the 2. And it comes at the buzzer. And a big psychological lift for Park Center as they come in the underdogs and lead after 1 quarter, 16-11. And we'll be back with second quarter action in just a moment. To go, an electrifying first quarter. It was even until about the last 30 seconds, and then John Nelson hit a 3-pointer, and Mike Palomi hit that one at the buzzer, and the Pirates take a 5-point lead.
That's a good point. I was going to point out that Mike Palomi normally comes from the weak side and comes to the ball. If you notice, as you're watching the game, most of the time he's coming into the paint, getting the ball, or he's coming to the ball, and that's a sign of a good player, because now the defense not only has to watch the ball, but they also got to be concerned with what's happening behind them.
A look at Coach Wendell Ring, who led his Pirates to a region championship last year. This time they're playing for the right to go on to the region championship and play an Osseo team. Looks mighty tough. North will start out the second quarter with the same 5 who started out the game for him. Baker, Rubin, Jay Hall, Mark Elamine, and Mark Riley. That's Rubin with it 44, now Baker. He's number 24. John Baker working on Koulis. He'll go from 15. Shot wouldn't have counted if he would have made it, as the foul is on Koulis. Number 11, that's his first. It'll be North's ball underneath the basket. Riley sends it into Hall. El Amin off to the left, and Palomi pulls down the rebound.
North is not taking too much time putting the ball up, are they? They're really putting it up there. Whereas on the other hand, in contrast, Park Center is just taking their time and working the ball around. Notice the ball. Notice how Palomi is away from the ball.
The alley-oop just off the mark. Baker to Rubin. Can't get it to go, but there's some banging underneath, and Palomi picks up the foul. That's Mike Palomi's second foul. As Waylon Johnson checks back in, number 54 for North. So Tony Queen's going to have a word with El Amin. And a steal there for Park Center. Certainly taking advantage of the turnovers right now. As John Nelson goes from 3. Up quickly. Waylon Johnson plays it back in, but Nelson's there. Now they call him on the baseline, so it'll be Park Center's ball.
The game seems kind of has a mysterious tone to it. I think both teams are not sure what they want to do at the present time. I can tell North wants to put the ball up, and the ball's not dropping for them.
Paul Jonason in the ball game now for Park Center, number 44. Nelson with Hall on him.
Watch, Palomé is always away from the ball.
Here's Koulis in trouble, plays it into Jonason, and an easy 2 for Scott Wenzel. He had 7 points in the first quarter, and he keeps that scoring pace up. Scoring 2 there, and a timeout for Tony Queen. They entered the quarter down by 5, and now they're down by 7. Certainly not danger time for Queen and North, but they want to change this thing around.
No, that's true. I would say number 44, Paul Jonason, I believe his name is. I watched him play last week when they beat I think it was the Edison team that they beat out in the regionals. I think if I'm right or wrong, I'm not too sure about that, but he was a catalyst coming off the bench. And I think that you'll find that, when I'm in the game right now, he's going to give a little more depth to the inside game and take a little more pressure off of Palomé.
Both of these teams have a deep bench. Or at least they can go at least 3 players off the bench. Jonas and Craig Wilson and Jeff Holmes all expected to play tonight for Park Center. There's 5 or 6 players who could see action off the bench for North. That's a sign of a good program, though. You got to have those guys coming off the bench. The Iron 5 just doesn't cut it.
That's right, yeah, and North will play quite a few. He will mostly play all of those kids right there. But you'll notice when it gets down in the 4th quarter and maybe late in the 3rd quarter, he normally sticks with about 6 players. And that's normally when North makes his run on people and wear people down.
Well, let's see what adjustments have been made.
I wouldn't be surprised to see North in a man-to-man on the defense.
To play the give and go, Hall. One jump, Riley out rebounds Palomé and gets the basket. And Mark Riley is on the board. They come out with a 3-quarter court pressure.
Yes, man-to-man.
And it's El Amin on Nelson inside to Palomé, and he gets it over Baker for 2. Well, in man-to-man, that's the guy they want to have the basketball.
Definitely. I was going to say that going man-to-man will open it up more so for Palomé.
Now the problem is getting him the ball.
Yes.
El Amin skip pass in the corner for Rubin. Palomé on him. Park Center sticking to their 2-3 zone. 7-point lead for the Pirates. 5 minutes and 15 seconds to play in the second quarter. We're just really underway from the Osseo Junior High Sports Complex. Yeah, pretty move there by John Baker.
It was a nice penetrating shot by John Baker.
And 6 points for him. Wenzel pulls up. Dangerous territory. Here goes Riley. Look out. Mark Riley. I thought he might be bringing down the rim on that one, but he couldn't get enough going. Here's Nelson. The other way, he answers.
It's a good transition shot there. Good transition.
Certainly not the tempo that Park Center wants at this point. We have a foul called here on Wenzel. That's his first. It's certainly got to be a thrill for these officials who get to officiate a game here in front. Of course, it's fun for the players, but these officials look forward to these games as well. They've got a lot of pressure on them.
Oh, yeah, they definitely do. And I tell you, when you look around this gym here with 3,000 plus people in here, they got to have a lot of pressure on them. You got to make that right call. I wouldn't want to be standing in the middle of the wrong crowd when I made a call if I was an official. You know, I always wonder sometimes, with a law in the action here, how do officials get off the floor so quickly? You know, during halftime and also at the end of the game, they always tend to disappear. And I've always asked them, how do you guys disappear? What is your disappearing at? What kind of button do you push?
They get it inside to Riley. Can't get it to go. There's a foul call. This one's on Riley.
It was an aggressive foul going over the back after he missed a shot there.
That's his second. Mark Riley's a big guy, 6'5". He's a senior. With him and Derek Rubin returning starters off that North team of a year ago. And Park Center in the bonus. Paul Jonason will shoot the 1-and-1.
In the bonus kind of early now. That's going to be not too good if they are in that bonus, if North continues to foul them. Right here in the replay, you see that Mark shot the shot and then went over the man's back or went over the player's back trying to get a shot.
Paul Jonason, a 70% free throw shooter on the year. Hits 2 here. And it's a 7-point lead for Park Center. Inside to Riley they go. He has the 2, has a chance for another as he is fouled.
And he's also helping official.
Well, that'll pump the big guy up.
Oh, definitely.
I think Riley walking away from the line now. Now he's coming back. As Mike Koulis will check into the ball game. Scott Wenzel comes out for Park Center. So look at Riley, 6'5". Nice touch for a big man.
Yes, it is.
4-point game. And Derek Rubin is called for the foul. That's his first. I tell you, there's no hesitation at all with these officials.
No, it's not. You know, I'm just wondering about that foul there. I guess Rubin is talking to the official right now about it. Yeah, I guess they're trying to keep the game under control.
Park Center in the 1-and-1. Nelson has 5 points on the game. Make that 6. Here's another look at it.
Oh, I don't know. What do you think there?
I think I let the officiating up to the officials. Let them do it. That's what they're getting paid for. That's a big play. Nelson gets them both. And a 6-point lead for Park Center now. It should read 26-20. Here's Derek Rubin, number 44. Plays it over there to Baker. Riley gets his man in the air, gets up there himself and gets the basket. Mark Riley has 9 points in this second quarter. North has 11.
Right now, Rubin is not really playing that well, but Mark Riley seems to be holding North in the game.
Jonason couldn't get the handle on it. It'll be North's ball.
Oh, in the Park Center's offense, you'll notice a lot of times not only will Park Center move the ball around the horn a lot, but they also will do a lot of weak side flashing, especially in the low post area, and you'll find that that's going to be very effective for them.
Certainly North starting to look inside more and more. Mark Riley with a nice move, but couldn't get the proper roll. That could be a key as well. North continues to dominate inside as they have.
Yes, I think they might wear him down pretty soon.
Here's McGowan playing it over to Jonason. Nelson. They get it inside to Palamy. He gets the 2.
That's Palamy's side, coming from the weak side to the strong side and turning that little soft turnaround jump shot.
10 points now for Mike Palamy. And a 6-point lead for Park Center. Here's Mark El Amin, number 42. Nearly takes a step. Now Baker with it. El Amin. Palamy picks up the rebound. Quick hands there by Baker. Out of bounds, Park Center's ball. He's a quick player.
Yes, he is. Definitely a quick player. You got to be aware of where he is at all times. But if you're not here, still you're blind.
6'2", senior. So Park Center brings it up, a chance to increase their lead to 8. They've led just about all the way. Palomy, the hand in his face, gets the basket. He has 12 points now, a chance to make it 13.
He's tough on that side. I tell you, he's tough on that side.
And that foul is on Rubin, his second foul of the game. You got to wonder right now. Here's North, number 2 rated team in the state. I guess I can't help but look back to 1987 at this point, although this game is long but over.
Regardless of what happened last year, North is still has got to come in and play with a little more intensity than they're playing with at the present time. And they got to play better defense because, like Coach Queen was saying at the beginning of the game, that was last year what happened. And as far as Park Center is concerned, that was last year, and they got to win again this year, and they're doing what they can do to win.
There's a hot shot, three-pointer by Derek Rubin. And it's a 6-point game. It's when you start looking to leadership.
Rubin will shine.
Here's Palomy, an alley-oop. And he has 15. Here's Rubin, a three-point try. Wenzel fighting for it, out of bounds. It's off a North player. It'll be Park Center's ball.
I would imagine that Palomy has waken up a little and getting into the flow of things.
Here's Nelson working on Baker. Koulis, Wenzel. Mike Palomy. Fouled before the shot, so he'll be going to the line shooting 1-1. It's Rubin, called for the foul. That's his third. And so Derek Rubin in a bit of a pickle right now with 1:18 to go in the quarter. He may have to sit the rest of this half and play the second half with only 2 fouls to give.
They're bringing in a Derek Henderson, who's a 5'9" guard, and Derek Henderson is a close to the ground roadster. I mean, you have to watch, you get a good kick out of watching him play.
Kind of a Joe Morris type, huh?
Yes, definitely.
Darren Nelson.
His brother, Ronnie Henderson, played for me when I was assistant coach at Augsburg College. And so they both are the same type of, they dribble very close to the ground and very quick.
Well, it's been the Mike Palomy show here in the first half. He has half the output of Park Center. And they have a 10-point lead. Here's Baker, puts up the shot. He's fouled before it by Tim McGowan, number 35. That's his first. And now Waylon Johnson, number 54 in the ball game for North also. So Coach Queen shuttling players in and out.
I think he's trying to give some of his starters a rest possibly, for the second half. They're only down 10 points right now. And, well, they're going to have to hit the foul shots to knock it down, though.
Baker shooting the 1-1. Didn't hit the first one. Here's McGowan playing it over to Wenzel. Stolen away by Diedrich Henderson. And he'll go to the line shooting 1-1. It's Wenzel's second foul in the game.
Wenzel can't afford to get in foul trouble. I know it's a second foul, but he's needed in there to, again, take the pressure off Palomy. But the way Palomy has been shooting lately, he doesn't need pressure taken off of him. He needs a cold shower or something to cool him down.
Here's Henderson. Palomy comes down with the rebound. Or that was Jonasson, rather. Under a minute to go. Let's see if Park Center will go for one here. And move the ball around. Looks like North is back to a zone. Nelson goes for 3. Doesn't get it, but Paul Jonasson. That's a big tip.
Yes, it is.
I don't know if you can call that a shot. Here's Jay Hall. That's a big shot as well.
Yes, it is.
4 points for Hall. 15 seconds to play in the half. A 10-point lead for Park Center. Nelson to Palomy. From 17 doesn't go. McGowan gets it to Palomy. Here comes North with 5. Baker from 3. It rolls around, and that's how the first half ends. A little bit of a surprise here, I'd say, Alfonso.
Yes, definitely. But Park Center's playing a really good game. They're being very deliberate. They're taking their time. And this is an identical situation of what happened to North last year. They're having problems with that zone again. And I think North has always had problems with zones, and they're having problems with the zone tonight.
So adjustments to be made by Tony Queen at halftime as the North Polars down by 10. And we'll be back with second half action in just a moment. At the half, Jim Skelly and Alfonso Scadred all set to go. 16 minutes and a lead for Park Center. Kind of a surprise. They slowed the tempo of the game down. Was to their advantage. Mike Palomy had 17 points in that first half. That was also to their advantage. Scott Wenzel at 9, John Nelson 7, and Paul Jonason 4. For the North Polars, it was Mark Riley. Got it going on the inside with 9. Derek Rubin had 8, John Baker 6, and Jay Hall 4. They've got a 10-point deficit, though, at half. That makes it tough.
Yes, it is. North's going to have to try to get Park Center to speed the tempo up a little, and Park Center's going to have to keep on doing what they've been doing, and that's slow it down and be patient. Because if they don't be patient, they're going to run into some problems.
Both teams will start with their original starting lineups. That's John Nelson, Mike Koulis, Tim McGowan, Mike Palomy, and Scott Wenzel for Park Center. John Baker and Derek Rubin at the guards for North. Baker 24, Rubin 44. Jay Hall and Mark El Amin at the forwards for North. Hall 22, El Amin 42. And Mark Riley, number 20, the center. Wenzel passes it off to Nelson. Can't get it to fall. Tipped up and controlled by Palomy. Palomy wears number 41, and he has 17 points thus far. It's Rubin with the rebound, and back comes North. Here's Hall.
Is that the same Rubin that I said that was going to school in North Carolina? I think I made a mistake. I think he's going to Eastern Kentucky.
That's right.
Right.
Seems to be a little pipeline of North players heading down to Kentucky, at least recently, with Brett McNeil down to Western Kentucky.
Right, that's right. Well, you know, I have 2 players. As a matter of fact, I have the nation's fourth leading scorer playing for me right now from Kentucky, from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. The fourth leading scorer in junior college, that is. So must be something in the water with the Kentucky people are going there or either coming here or something.
Hall fouled by Wenzel, so that's his third. Made 1 of 2. McGowan out to Nelson, now Koulis. Inside to Jonason, and now McGowan. Park Center passing that ball around. Palomy baseline. A little short, but Jonason saves it. Tim McGowan. Palomy picks the loose ball. He gets the 2. He'll have a chance for 3. That's just an outstanding effort by a great athlete.
Yes, it is.
I think North being down by 10 and now 12, they certainly want to whittle away at that lead quick, get it back to a more even score.
That's true. Well, one thing about North's offense is that they put the ball up so quick that they can do 1 or 2 things. They can whittle it down quick, or either they can increase that lead that Park Center has on them quickly. They're going to have to be very cautious in terms of what they're doing with the ball now.
Mike Palomy has 20 points. Park Center has 40. Baker plays it over to Rubin. Park Center in their zone defense. As John Nelson called for the foul. Not much of a foul at that.
Well, the referee's taking charge again, so, you know, I mean, what can I say?
Here's Baker, number 24. Now Hall inside. Riley picks up the rebound and puts it in.
Riley's been a workhorse inside.
Has 11 points, and I think they're going to need a little bit more than his average out of him tonight. This is about 18 points a game. McGowan plays it over to Nelson. Koulis now Palamy. Baker on him, over to Nelson. Wants three, moves inside. Park Center very patient. They want to take the right shots.
Yes, they are very patient.
Inside to Jonasson as they work it around.
That's really good. It's always good to work it around that long and get something out of it, and then Park Center got 2 points out of that.
As Baker puts up the shot, it'll go. Draws the foul as well. It's Jonasson who will be called, number 44, 6'6" senior. And Baker will go to the line, the chance for a three-point play.
Baker has been penetrating quite a bit, and for them to get back in the game, I think Baker is going to have to continue to penetrate, but when he does penetrate, he's going to have to come out with something of that penetration. In other words, it's got to be 2 points. Because there's nobody really to rebound because people are standing around watching him.
Well, he picked up three there, converting the free throw, and it's back to a 10-point game. Palamy double teamed, plays it over to Nelson, now McGowan. Koulis Palamy. The baseline drive, stripped of the basketball by North, and here they come. Rubin plays it off to Elamine, and he has scored his first 2 points of the game.
That's a nice pass break. Very smart timeout by Wendell. Very smart timeout. I think Wendell wants to make sure that the momentum is not started right here.
Well, it has started. He wants to stop it.
Yes, that's right. He wants to make sure that it doesn't go any further.
First time down the floor, Coach Ring up to call the timeout. An 8-point lead for Park Center, and that's the way they want to keep it. Tell you got to be impressed with Park Center's passing.
Yes.
They move that ball around.
Yes, they are. They're playing the game they want to play. They're being very comfortable. It's obvious that they worked on this in practice to make sure that they can have the tempo their way, and that's what they're doing.
North, on the other hand, we're starting to see glimpses of the kind of play that they have had all season long. They haven't really played their type of game.
Yeah. So the noise is so much. I didn't catch what you were saying just now.
So they're not really playing the kind of game they want to play right now.
No, they're not. Well, that zone is giving them some problems. They're not really handling the zone, I think, the way they would like to handle it. And plus, the shots are not going down. I don't know what their shooting percentage is, but I would imagine it's probably not that good.
5 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the third quarter. 8-point lead for the Pirates as it's picked off by Baker. Now he's going to be called for a foul.
Oh, boy.
Much to the displeasure of the North contingent. That just looked like tough defense there.
Yeah, I would have to question that. I know I shouldn't, but I wonder if we're going to see a replay. It would be nice.
Derek Rubin, and that's number 4 on him.
Derek Rubin's not having a good night. He's not having a good game at all.
He has 8 points. Here's another look at that foul. I didn't see Nelson's hand move much.
Yep.
McGowan plays it over there to John Nelson. Now out to Mike Koulis. Time whittling down inside of 5 minutes, third quarter. Nelson takes a step in. McGowan pops it out to Koulis. Has it lane to the basket. Can't get the shot to fall. Here comes Baker. Elamine with the left hand, and Mark Elamine is starting to pick up the pace here.
Yes, he is.
Mark Elamine likes that fast pace. Tipped up by Diedrich Henderson. Here comes Park Center. Mike Palamy.
Important basket for Park Center.
Here's Baker from 15 off the front of the iron, follows it up. That one short as well, and McGowan comes down with the rebound. Nelson looking for Palamy. Out of the corner of his eye, he was leading Palamy, and Palamy was staying at home.
Now, something strange happening over here. I can't pick up. I don't know if Baker got hurt or what. He started walking towards the bench after that.
Time of the ball game now, and Cedric Henderson is in. And Riley picks up the 2, and he'll have a chance to make this a 3-point play.
Riley is playing with a lot of intensity. After each basket, he does a little football type of touchdown dance there.
Kind of the sack dance.
Right. Probably new trend in basketball.
Now here's another look at that play. It's the 3rd foul on Mike Palamy. And Riley now has 14 points.
Well, he's coming close to his average. The question is the other players are not coming close to the average.
Here's Palamy. Off the iron. Brought down by the shortest player on the floor, and here comes North. Henderson plays it through, tipped out of bounds by Palamy. That stopped the fast break.
Yes, it did. Momentarily.
Yeah. And that is a fast break.
Oh, Baker's back in the game now.
Pierre Kane, the brief stay, and now he's back on the bench. Kane, number 32. Henderson, nice look. Hall shot partially blocked. Out of bounds, it'll be Park Center's ball. Full court pressure for North. Nelson looking for help, he gets it. Tim McGowan, the open man for Park Center.
North is making a serious move right now in the 3rd quarter, and I think it's a good time to do that because then if they get close enough in the 4th quarter, they can maybe close it down. But then again, not with shots like that, though. They're going to have to play a little better defense than that.
Nice position for Paul Jonason, picking up the rebound and putting it in. And McGowan with the rebound there for Park Center. And Mike Palamy will slow it down. It's a 7-point game with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Palamy from 15, yes.
There it is. They bring the ball to Palamy's side, and they swing it back away from Palamy, and Palamy dashes to the ball plus in the middle, and turn around jump shot. Very basic basketball by Palamy. Excellent.
Cedric Henderson plays it down to Riley. Tough shot, Mark Riley. He's hot. He has 16 points on the game. Jonason in trouble. Plays it over to Koulis. They get it across in time. 2 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
You know, North is applying a lot of pressure, but they haven't folded.
McGowan kicks it through to Jonason, and now Paul Jonason has 6 points in this 3rd quarter. Coach Tony Queen looking to call the timeout. He gets it. As Paul Jonason has found his way inside somehow.
Yes, he has.
And has picked up 4 relatively easy baskets.
Well, you know, the whole Park Center offense is geared towards a lot of cutting from the offside of the ball. And North is turned looking at the ball when they're not watching the weak side cutters. And that's been their problem all evening.
Coach Warren Bolin looking on, along with Jay Anderson as assistant, who will play one of these teams for the Region 5 AA Championship. The Pirates with the 12-9 overall record. They finished the season at 10-9, and they have improved that record. Probably one of the better 500 teams you'll see around.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Well, they play in that very tough conference.
Minneapolis North, on the other hand. Minneapolis Conference champions, 21. Their only loss to St. Paul Central. Consider that if they wouldn't have lost that game, it would have to go way back to Park Center in last year's championship of Region 5 AA to find the last time they lost.
That is true. That is the last.
Well, Coach Tony Queen has inserted Pierre Kane into the lineup, number 32.
Well, who's on the floor.
Uh-oh, may have a technical foul on North here. As Kane was checked into the lineup, and Park Center, or rather North, had 5 players already on the floor. Boy, that'll kill you.
Well, you got to look at it this way. The score is 50-41 in favor of Park Center, and you got to try to do what you can do to get back in the game. Now, if 6 players will get you back in the game, then use 6 players.
That's a 2-shot technical, and Mike Polemy will take the shots. Missed them both, but Park Center will get the basketball. A 9-point lead with 1.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. A lot of motion in that Park Center offense as they whip that basketball around. Here's Mike Koulis with it, number 11. Pierre Kane all over him. Polemy. Now Nelson and Koulis about 35 feet from the basket. At the baseline, McGowan. Nearly taken away from him as Nelson spins. Here's Mike Polemy, hacked from behind. And it will be Waylon Johnson, number 54, will be called for the foul. And it will send Mike Polemy to the free throw line once again. Shooting 2, and I'm sure that he'd like to have those other 2 back.
Oh, for sure. I'm noticing Park Center is playing very well without their big man in the middle.
Here's another look at that foul.
Well, you know, North is moving Park Center's moving the ball around quite well there. It's just that, you know, the shot was missed because of the foul.
Something about a technical shot, maybe. Is it any different from taking a normal free throw? We saw Polemy miss 2. And
well, yeah. Like just now, he made that. You got 3 guys, 4 guys standing on the line looking at you, and you got to feel like you with company. But when you're sitting out there by yourself and shooting a shot, you know, it's like nobody's around and you don't concentrate as much, I think.
Shifty movement there by Riley. He's fouled. And McGowan picks up the foul, his second. And that'll send Mark Riley to the free throw line. He'll be shooting 1 and 1. As North is now in the bonus. Here's another look.
Well, see, notice how the North players are standing around. There's a lot of the balls passed in the middle, in the corner, and everybody's standing around. North's got to move the ball around a little more to get something more constructive out of that offense, I feel.
Thus far, Riley has been taking a little bit of control of that baseline. And possesses a real nice touch from the free throw line.
Yes, he does.
18 points now for Mark Riley. 45 seconds to play in this third quarter. Paul Jonason fighting for it. He's fouled. It's Waylon Johnson.
You know, Jonason is playing so well that Scott Wessel hasn't been back in the game in a while, has he?
No, he hasn't. He went out early in that third quarter. And Jonason has somehow found a way to sneak inside and pick up those rebounds and get the basket.
Hey, stay with a good thing, I guess. I think that's what Coach Ring is saying to himself. You know, if Jonason's playing so well, stay with him.
There's a look at Jonason. 6'6" senior. 10 points on the game. Another big guy with a sweet touch from the line. He's 3 for 3 from the line. And it's a 10-point lead once again for Park Center. As Riley comes down with the rebound. The big guy dishes off to Rubin. Derek Rubin shot off the front of the rim. The fight for it, one out by North. And now we have a jump ball. And on the possession arrow, it goes to North. Elamine and Polemy get mixed up a little bit there as they come up off the floor. Nothing serious. Pierre Kane wants 3, but he walked. Nice looking shot by Kane.
It sure was. Unlucky break. Unlucky break.
And John Baker will check back into the ball game. As Palamy will inbound, Park Center will have 30 seconds. Or rather, that's going to be McGowan to inbound. .20 seconds. Poulos plays it over to Nelson. 15.
Patience. Notice how Palamy goes away from the ball again, and the ball's going to come to the side, and he's going to make that cut.
Inside of 10.
Here he comes.
Nelson. Baseline drive. Palamy at the buzzer hits the shot. And Mike Palamy is picked up right where he left off in the first half. He had 17 in that first half. He had 11 in the third quarter. He has 28 points, and it's a 12-point lead for Park Center at the quarter break. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in just a moment. Jim Skelly and Anoka Ramsey, head basketball coach Alfonso Scandrett, all set for fourth quarter action. Hold on tight. I have a feeling that North has something left. After 3 quarters, it's a 12-point lead for Park Center.
Well, it's 8 minutes to go, and this is do or die right now. North's in a man-to-man. I noticed that Park Center's taking a good time with the offense.
Try to force it in there to Palamy. Taken away by North. Now Rubin wants 3. And Jonason comes down with the rebound. North trying to make things happen, and thus far they haven't really possessed the hot shooting touch from outside. Mike Poulos fouled on that play by Baker. That's the 3rd foul on John Baker. I think that Park Center now in the bonus. Here's another look.
I'm noticing that Queen has switched up. Queen has switched up with Mark Rowley checking Palamy now. Put a bigger person on him.
Well, Palamy has 3 fouls right now. He's out of the game. It becomes a different game. He's got 28 points.
And he's played most of the game, hasn't he?
It's Mike Poulos at the line, yet to score. That leaves Tim McGowan as the only Park Center player yet to score. John Nelson hasn't scored a point in this second half. It's been Jonason, Palamy, and now Mike Poulos has 2. I guess that old philosophy, you don't need a lot of points if you don't give up many.
That's true.
As Riley goes to work inside. Mark Riley has supplied most of the offense for North in this second half. Up quickly to McGowan, over to Jonason. And Paul Jonason now has 13 points.
Jonason's playing an excellent game.
Here's Baker, his shot off Palamy. Rips it down, gets it to Nelson.
This is what I was talking about earlier. I think North is putting the ball up too. I think they're panicking a little too early here.
That's Mark Elamine. He'll be called for the foul. That's his first. Elamine, number 42.
I'm noticing that the Park Center coaches are holding up signs too. That must be a trademark in this conference, maybe, holding up signs like that. I'd like to know what they're saying.
See if we can take a look at this foul.
A reaching foul. Didn't move his feet.
And that'll send John Nelson to the free throw line. Shooting the 1-and-1. Alfonso, I know you were there a year ago when Park Center defeated North for the region championship. And it looks as if North is going to make them do the same thing they did last year, and that's hit free throws.
Yeah, it seems that way. And I think North got down last year the same way, and they had to start fouling to try to get back in the game. And Park Center is an excellent free throw shooting team. And so it's going to be very hard to get back in the game if you keep putting him on the foul line. On the other hand, too, I want to point out something that North did not hit their free throws last year.
Well, they'll have a chance here. Keep in mind, they're down by 16 points now with 6:29 to play. And now Wenzel checks back in for Park Center. Jonason.
A well-deserved rest he's getting.
Dedrick Henderson at the line. It's the first. You got to like this guy. There's a look at the behind the back.
Oh.
A foul called on Jonason. You got to like Dedrick. He's coming out of the game right now, but those are clutch free throws.
Oh, yes. He's a real gutsy player. Like I said, he hustles, constantly hustles. I believe he's a sophomore, and I think he has one more year ahead of him. Am I correct?
No, Dedrick's a senior.
Oh, Dedrick is a senior.
Foul called backcourt on Palamy. I believe Riley will pick up the foul. And that's his third.
The main thing right here, if North is going to get hurt if they keep fouling them and getting these dead ball fouls, because what's happening now, Park Center is going to get rested, and they're going to be able to stay within their game plan, and that is to slow the ball down. And the only way you can slow the ball down with good crisp passes is to, made the first one, is to have your legs in good shape and not be tired. When you're tired and slowing the ball down, you throw the ball away.
Palamy hits one of two. The ball is out of bounds. It will be Park Center's ball. It went off Riley's foot as it was Tim McGowan making things happen once again. I thought this guy hasn't scored a point, but he's a key role player.
Yes, he's going on the ground for the ball, and he's really hustling for the ball.
Here's McGowan with it now, number 35, in trouble. He plays it out to Koulis. They try to push it inside to Wenzel. And it's going to be Jay Hall who's called for the foul. I thought when the whistle was blown it would be Wenzel who would be picked for the foul, but it's Hall instead. And there's a key break as Wenzel will go to the free throw line. Here's another look.
Yeah, he had the plane, he had the position, he was pushed.
So Scott Wenzel will go to the free throw line. He had 9 points in the first half. He didn't play much in the third quarter.
Coach Ring is doing an excellent job with his two post players. He's substituting them. They're both coming in free. He's got 10 fouls to give up.
Tim McGowan moving out some real estate there.
And somebody definitely was moved out.
That was John Baker. Second foul on McGowan. 6:08 to go. Something's going to happen. It's got to start pretty soon. John Baker. 10 points for him. Derek Rubin yet to score in this second half.
How many points does Derek Rubin have for the game so far? 8 points. That's far below his average.
2 of those are three-pointers. And part of the reason North isn't in this game is due to the fact they haven't been able to hit their three-point shots.
That's true.
That's been their game plan.
Yes.
They're coming down and gunning, and they're not hitting.
Coach Ring has both his big guys in the game right now, and I guess that's for rebounding purposes because they're probably going to sit in that zone now, that 2-3 zone, and see what they can do to hold on to the ball.
Nelson gets it inside to Palamy as Elamine. No doubt about that one. Fouls Palamy.
Gee, that's right over the head with that one.
Well, Elamine made sure he wasn't going to get hurt on the play anyway.
Yes, that's true.
And it puts Palamy back on the free throw line. He's looking for his 30th point. He has 29. This is kind of a game that lacks life at this point, unless if you're a Park Center fan. North down by 10 at halftime and down by 12 at the quarter break.
And it seemed like there's some fans moving towards the exit over there. It's only 5 minutes ago, but they moving towards the exit. Or they're trying to get a better look.
Apparently we have some objects being thrown onto the floor here, so the officials are going to slow it down and make sure that doesn't continue. Maybe they're checking the scorebook here. Making sure they have the right players entered into the scorebook. If there is a violation in the book, it could be a technical foul if you substitute incorrectly.
That's true, but that violation should have been picked up earlier, if that's the case.
Well, apparently, there is no violation because nothing was called.
Everything is okay. Well, I guess they're arguing right now if it's going to be a 1-and-1 or if it's going to be a 2-shot foul. Referee is going to do some extra duty here and clean the floor off.
Versatile guy. Well, here's a maybe a lull in the game that could work to North's advantage. I mean, it's not by a timeout. It's not by an injury.
Right, it's a timeout that Tony Queen doesn't have to register against his name in the book, except he didn't bring his players over. You know, I saw the North kids huddling. Yeah, and he missed the first one. The North team was huddling underneath the basket there, doing that, timeout there, or doing that referee timeout, or lull in the action.
Palamy has 29. Now 30. He's having a night he will remember for a long time.
Yes, he is.
Watch it!
Here's Riley going to work. Tries to dish it back out of bounds. North will keep it.
We're going to pass and shoot!
A 14-point lead for Park Center with 5:46 to play. What has turned into I don't want to say a yawner, but not the kind of game we expected. A much tighter game is what we did expect.
Yes, we did.
Mike Palamy loses control, but it's off the hands of Rubin.
I would like to know North's shooting percentage. It's amazing.
Is it in the single digits?
It's got to be pretty bad right now. They're not shooting well at all. I've never seen Derek Rubin shoot as bad as he is.
Baker. And John Baker gets the basket. 13 points for Baker.
Getting a little riled here.
Here comes Dedrick Henderson. At the line, it's off his leg. It's Park Center's ball. So another break for North Sauer. And Park Center calls a timeout. 5:09 to play, a 12-point lead.
That's another excellent timeout. Things weren't going the way they should be going for Park Center, and they Coach Wendell Ring called a timeout to get them settled down. He's sticking those timeouts in there in crucial times where they count it.
A 12-point lead for Park Center, and there's really been no doubt about it. They've led for the majority of the game. Bit of a surprise. A little surprising that we have a jam-packed house here, and most of these fans are electing to sit on their hands right now. But I wonder now, this is the first year this tournament has been moved, the Minneapolis Auditorium, to another site. If that works against North a little bit, they seem to be very comfortable playing in the auditorium. They don't have a very large contingent of fans here, certainly not as big as Park Center's, and they're used to having a lot of fans at their games.
Right, and also, if you notice, the North crowd is sitting to the right of us, and that band over there, North, hasn't cranked up. I don't think I've heard them. I've been hearing a lot of music from the Park Center band, and the fans with North are kind of separated. They're sitting all over. They're not together in a mass like they normally are, and that might, as you say, prove to a disadvantage. You don't hear that rousing cheer like they normally would give.
That also might be due to the fact that there was a game played in here previously.
Right.
And most of the fans stayed around. They didn't go.
Yes.
So, I mean, the prime seating was taken up by the people who were here for both games.
Right. I mean, there's so many people in here, we almost lost our seat.
Here's Koulis, plays it over to Wenzel. Palamy looking inside to Jonas and tipped away by Hall. Mark Riley shake and bake the jump ball, and it'll go to North on the arrow. Koulis slow to get up. So time beginning to become a factor for Minneapolis North, down by 12, under 5 minutes to play. Riley elects to shoot the three. Hall gets the position and the basket.
Good rebound and the basket.
7 points for Jay Hall.
That zone is going to slow down North, and that's what they need to have right now. Park Center needs to have that zone slowing them down, and that's what it's doing.
The spin move by Jonason. Wenzel picks it up and puts it in. Big basket for Scott Wenzel. They move Riley outside. Henderson, a three-pointer that doesn't fall, and Jonason picks up the rebound. 12-point lead for the Pirates with 4 minutes to go. Palamy plays it to Wenzel, picked off on a nice defensive play by Mark Riley. Here comes Riley. Rebound, Rubin. He gets the two. That's the first points for Derek Rubin in the second half. Palamy works on Riley, but can't get the roll. Wenzel can't get the handle on it, and it's North's ball.
But that was a good rebound. Good. He had the position on him, but still got the rebound, or still attempted to get the rebound.
Now Tim McGowan checking into the ball game for Park Center as number 11 Mike Koulis checks out. Tween making a couple of changes. Waylon Johnson back into the game for North. Yeah, Hall is rejected by Jonason. Rubin picks it up and puts it in. Look out now, Derek Rubin has finally found it, so it seems.
Yeah. The last couple of shots were determination shots, so it seemed like he's another steal.
And Mark El Amin puts it in, and now suddenly it's a 6-point game. And Park Center wants a timeout. They get it.
Another good timeout.
That's a 6-point run by North.
Yes, it is.
They were down by 12. Now they're down by 6 with 2 minutes and 56 seconds to go.
That's an excellent timeout. I'm really impressed with the way Coach Ring is using his timeouts. Every time North has made an attempt to do something here or get a momentum started, he's called a timeout and squashed everything. Oh, I don't know if he squashed everything because we still remain to see what's going to happen next, but he's put a lull in the action here.
This almost reminds me of the Osseo Holy Angels quarterfinal game or semifinal game, where Osseo was ahead for much of the game, and of course you knew Holy Angels had a heck of a club. They really charged hard at the end and tied it as time was running out, and this is shaping up to be one of those type of games.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If they can maintain that pressure and, you know, try to do a yeoman job inside, North that is, they might be able to get back in the game. But they're going to have to play some better defense inside because they're getting hurt inside. On the weak side, and the weak side cutting is what's hurting North right now. The weak side rebounding and weak side cutting.
You think North will continue to open it up the way that they have here the last couple of minutes?
Oh, yes, they have no choice. They have to open it up. If they don't open it up, they're going to have to wait until next year to open it up, you know? And some of these guys are seniors. I don't think they want to wait until next year.
Well, they have 2 minutes and 56 seconds to play. Interesting to see if it comes down to the two Mr. Basketball candidates. Mike Palamy has 31 points tonight, 12 points for Derek Rubin. Has been cold in the second half, but has just started to catch fire. Park Center with a lot of motion, passing, screening away, trying to run down some time. Here's Koulis with Baker on him. Mike Koulis. That's his first field goal of the night.
Let him go, and he put it in when he should have.
And Derek Rubin gets the basket. Palamy picks up a foul, and that's his 4th foul.
Yes, it is.
It came after the shot.
Very key. Now, the question here is who's Palamy checking right now, and is North going to go inside on whoever he's checking? It's a 6-point lead right now. Could be a 5-point.
And a timeout for Minneapolis North with 2 minutes and 17 seconds to play. Well, hey, for a minute there, I was starting to yawn a little bit during the 3rd quarter and during the 4th quarter, thinking, wow, what's happening here? I wanted to see an exciting basketball game. That's what these fans paid for. Let's see it. Well, we got it.
Yep, it's coming. It's coming down to the excitement. Right here is going to be the key. This foul shot, and then you're going to see definitely direct pressure by North starting out right now.
Certainly anyone's game with 2:17 to go. It makes it interesting because now we saw a lot of motion in Park Center. Once they get the ball, they like to pass it around.
Right. North is going to have to maintain the pressure. Granted, Park Center is going to give them a lot of motion on the offense. They're going to look for the layup. They're going to look for Palamy to get free or one of the big guys in the middle to get free. But North is going to have to be patient. They're going to have to play good defense, and they're going to have to keep the guys behind them as opposed to being posted by them, which is what's been happening all night long. And they got to watch the weak side cutting and the weak side rebounding, which has been Park Center's forte tonight.
What they're going to need right now is a free throw from Mark Riley, and he has been Mr. Dependable from the line. He's 4 for 4 tonight. Make that 5 for 5.
Oh, that must have been a shot after the basket then.
Right.
Okay.
So he's shooting 1 and 1.
Yes, he is.
Because it was Rubin who scored the field goal. This is a big 4-point swing here, possibly. Yes, it is. 6 for 6 from the free throw line for Riley, and a 4-point game. Nelson gets it across to Koulis. This next basket's the big one. It's either down to a single hoop or back up to 3. McGowan plays it over to Koulis. Hall all over him. Palamy. Here's Mike Palamy. Mark Elamine covering him as he gets it off to Koulis. And Koulis is fouled. It's Elamine who will be called, number 42.
You know, I want to point out that Johnny Nelson, number 21 for Park Center, we haven't said that much about him this evening, but he's doing a yeoman job of getting that ball across the court into the offense, getting Park Center into their offense. I've been noticing all night long he's been doing that, and he's been quiet. He hasn't been ringing the bell too much, but he's been very quiet in doing that. And I think that somebody better give him a star for that because he's doing an excellent job.
The 1-and-1 attempt missed by Park Center as El Amin goes for 3. Tipped around Palamy. Picks up the rebound, and he is fouled. For John Baker, that's number 4. We take a look down north who they have on the court right now. John Baker has 4 fouls. That's him, number 24. Derek Rubin has 4 fouls. Jay Hall has 4 fouls. Just a fight for the ball.
Yes, it was.
Now, this is the guy Park Center wants on the line, an 87% free throw shooter.
Very crucial free throws right now. Very crucial.
Mike Palamy is the all-time leading scorer at Park Center, over 1,000 points.
And that's the right man to have on the line then. Ice.
Definitely. Makes it a 6-point game with a minute and a half to go. Of course, it takes North about 5 seconds to get going, though. Rubin passing off to Riley. He can't get it to fall. Baker underneath. Can't get it to go. A scramble for the ball. One out by Park Center. Wenzel slipping. I think he'll be called for traveling, but there might have been something, some moisture on the floor there that Wenzel slipped on.
Yeah, he seemed to have slipped on the ball. He didn't have control on the ball. It seemed like he did slip.
So 15 seconds off the clock. Rubin wants three. He has it. And Derek Rubin has come from out of nowhere. He has 9 points in this fourth quarter.
3-point game.
With a minute to play. Palomy out to Kulis. Hey, Park Center content to run some time off the clock. Paul Jonason out to Palomy, 45 seconds.
Very interesting, very interesting.
Picked off by Baker. Rubin wants to tie it. The shot doesn't go. A scramble for the ball, and Park Center wins the judgment call. It was El-Amin and Nelson over there. And that was a big call there for Park Center.
Yes, it was. Very, very big call.
And now Dedrick Henderson checks back in for North as Mark El-Amin comes out. That was a big three-point shot by Rubin, though. You got to say that's a big shot.
Yes, it was.
It makes it a three-point game, and now they have a chance. They only need one possession. 25 seconds.
Well, I don't know here. What's going to happen here?
We're gonna have a man at the free throw line.
I gotta admit, I didn't see that foul. I'm sorry, I did not see that foul. I know he dove for the ball, but I didn't see the foul.
Well, Wendell Ring has to feel pretty good in the position that he's in. 19 seconds to play, his team up by 3. Here's another look.
Again. Yeah, he reached, but I don't know if there was any advantage there. But then again, the ref is calling the game, and I'm just sitting here.
That's right. Well, that means that Rubin's out, though. And that's their three-point man who has just caught fire here in the fourth quarter.
That's kind of flat.
Mark Riley comes away with the rebound. 15 seconds. Henderson. North wants a timeout.
Queen wants timeout.
They get it with 9 seconds to play. So 9 seconds to play, and you got to wonder now, do you go for the three-point shot, or do you go for the quick two-point shot and then hope you get the ball again?
No, you got to go for 3. Got to go for 3 right now. There's no other hope.
It makes it pretty tough when you have your probably your number 1 three-point man though sitting on the bench.
Yes.
I mean, Rubin was starting to get hot.
They've taken that rule out, I take it. You know, the rule that that a person can play it with 5 fouls. Right. That was only in for 1 year, huh?
That was only in. The coaches voted that out again.
Oh, gee, because I tell you, that would have been an ideal situation right now. He could have stayed in the game.
Rubin fouls out with 17 points. 9 of those in the fourth quarter coming down the stretch here.
Very interesting. And the question here is, who's going to get the shot? I would say Mark Riley probably might get the shot. Maybe. But then again, Mark Riley is more of an inside player than he is an outside player. It's kind of hard to say here.
Yeah, we did see Pierre Kane can one from the outside, although Coach Queen would have to put him into the ball game. John Baker might also be a nice choice,
right,
as well as Dedrick Henderson.
Right. I would say I would look for Baker. I'm going to take my gamble on Baker and possibly maybe Jay Hall. Maybe Jay Hall.
And if you're Park Center, don't foul.
And if you're Park Center, don't foul him. Please don't foul him.
Well, here we go. 69-66. 9 seconds to play. It's El-Amin. And it's Park Center's ball. Dedrick Henderson pleading his cases. There's 3 seconds to play.
I think it was 4 seconds on the clock when the whistle blew, I believe.
Now fans starting to pile out of here. The referee's over. They want to reset the clock. One official now standing at the scorer's table. reset the clock at 4 seconds. So they'll give them 1 more second. And the way this one's going, that 1 second can make a big difference in the way the game could come out. So now they will count down to 4 seconds from a minute.
Well, we got the crowd yelling for 5 seconds, and they're going to go down to 4 seconds, I guess you're saying, huh?
Well, we'll see.
Well, I guess the key thing here is to maybe try to foul, and because you're down already, just try to foul and hope that you can get him on the foul line, hope he missed the foul shot, and then get the ball back down the floor here and see what you can take your chances again. Otherwise, they'll run the clock out on you. They'll stand there and hold the clock. So you got to foul as soon as the ball comes in bounds.
That's why that second is so important, though,
yes,
for North.
Right. Well, see, with that second, you got 1 second to foul, which is going to give you back your 4 seconds if they put 5 on the clock. Whereas they're counting down right now to 9, 8. I guess they're going to put 4 seconds on the clock. So that means you foul with 1 second, you got 3 seconds to work with. Whereas before, you had 2 seconds to work with your foul. Long pass and make them run and touch the ball.
And they wisely throw it into Palamy. With Riley guarding him, he picks up his 4th foul. 1 second ticks off the clock.
Yes.
So Mike Palamy will go to the line. He'll be the only Pirate standing down there. The other 4 players will be on the other end of the court.
Well, right now, without being premature, it looks like Park Center and Osseo tomorrow. You think?
I'd never count North out. 3 seconds to go. They need 3 points to tie it. Here's Mark Riley at the buzzer. Inches away. But what it means is the Park Center Pirates have advanced to the Region 5 AA championship game, and they will meet the Osseo Orioles for a school district Region 5 championship. They have pulled up a major upset here tonight.
Definitely.
Minneapolis North, the Minneapolis City Conference champions, the number 2 rated team in the state, and their season ends tonight.
Definitely was a major upset. You know, Park Center again has upset one of the top-ranked teams on their road to the state.
Well, I'm a little surprised here. North coming in, they were down by a good margin throughout the whole game, maybe 6, 10 points. Park Center, maybe a little frustration set in toward the end of the game on North. But with about 3 minutes to go, they put it together and made this a basketball game.
Yes, they did. I think Park Center might have gotten a little complacent, just the same as Osseo did in their game, and let the other team back into the game. Except that you know, they still played with their composure, and they held on to win. Although, you know, North did have a couple of key times at the basket to you know, make the game tied or tie the game up.
Look at Mike Palamy, who scored 32 points to lead all scorers, most of those coming on free throws in the 4th quarter. Scott Wenzel had 11 for Park Center. Paul Jonason had 11. Mike Koulis had 4, and John Nelson had 9. For North, John Baker had 13. Derek Rubin had 17. Jay Hall 7, Mark El Amin 6, and Mark Riley 22, and Diedrich Henderson 2 points off the bench. Well, it sets up an all school district battle here, and of course when Park Center and North get together, it's always a big game, and this time it's for all the marbles.
It definitely got to be all the marbles. I don't know anything about statistics about how many times, I guess Osseo beat Park Center both times, so they only lost 1 game. And so this is going to be the 3rd time as a charm for Park Center. I guess the question is, can Osseo beat Park Center 3 times in a row? And can Park Center overcome that dominance that Osseo's had over them? It's going to be a very interesting championship game tomorrow.
And for the first time ever, those two will meet in the championship. But a great season once again for Minneapolis North, and for the 2nd year in a row, though, it's Park Center who has their number. And it took them a while to turn the tables around, but you know, Tony Queen said, this is a new year. We got to look at it as being a new year, but you can't help but think that maybe there might be something psychological in there, and especially with playing up here at Osseo tonight.
I gotta think so. This is kind of like a new environment for North in the sense of playing not down in the auditorium. The auditorium serves as kind of like a home court for them, and this in a sense is a home court for Park Center.
So it will be Osseo and Park Center, the Region 5 AA championship.
Two teams playing on their own home court in a sense.
In a sense, pretty close. They'll have the home cooked meal and then come up for the championship game.
Definitely.
Two great semifinal games, and we'll have the championship for you on Northwest Community Television. For Alfonso Scandred and the rest of our crew, this is Jim Skelly. Thanks for tuning in. 69-66 our final. Have a good evening.